Hi friends, myself A.K. Magdum, working as lecturer in Mechanical Engineering Department, Sharad Institute of Technology, Polytechnic Edra. Today, in this session, we continue the remaining part of gear manufacturing, unit number 3. The remaining part of this chapter is the gear shaping process. We one by one, what are the contents mentioned under the gear shaping process, we can cover in this particular session also. Before that, I request all of you to subscribe my YouTube channel to getting the new videos and lecture contents regarding your syllabus. So let us begin with the lecture contents of this gear shaping process 3.2. What are the contents we are covered in this session? First of all, working principle of gear shaping process. Second one is the advantages, limitations and applications of gear shaping by rack and pinion cutter. And last one is the comparison between gear shaping and gear hobbing process. So this much contents we are covered under this session. So let us start with a gear shaping by rack cutter. Before start the explanation about the gear shaping by rack cutter, I will show you one short video regarding the rack cutter operation of gear shaping process. All of you observe first of all, then we will continue the session of this gear shaping by rack cutter. Gear generation using rack type cutter. Here the components of rack cutter. First of all, this one is the rack cutter, second one is the gear blank, and this one is the indexing head which is showing in this assembly, and this one is the table. So before start the this operation, how it is actually works, you observe it. Here in this gear blank is mounted on the indexing head and reciprocated with the table. All of you observe this one. The rack type cutter is fixed in position and feed vertically downwards. That is very important. Whenever it is reciprocates towards the that rack type cutter, at the same time that rack cutter which is moving in a downward direction. After completion of one tooth, the gear blank and rack cutter are rotated to next pitch distance. So in this way we will cover the rack type gear manufacturing process under the gear shaping by rack cutter. First of all, gear cutting using rack type cutter. Gear shaping is performed by a rack cutter with a 3 to 6 teeth. Straight teeth are available. All of you observe in that video also. In this image, all of you observe this one. This one is the rack. It will be reciprocates in a up and down direction, and this one is the gear blank. So in this way, whenever this rack cutter which is moving in a up direction, at that time there is a certain quantity of material which is removed from that gear blank, and at a return stroke, at that time whatever the removed material from that gear blank, which will be separated from that gear surface, and next further movement will be takes place. In this way there is the actual working is carried out under the gear shaping process. Next one, the cutters reciprocates parallel to the work axis when cutting spur gear and parallel to the helix angle when cutting helical gears. That is a very important thing. Whenever we want to manufacture the spur gears, in that case there is the reciprocates parallel to the work axis, means cutter which will be reciprocate parallel to the work axis. And whenever we want to manufacture the helix gear or helical gear, in that case there is the cutter which will be reciprocate according to the helix angle of that cutting gear, and then we easily produce the helical gear with the help of gear shaping by a rack cutter. Next, in addition to the reciprocating action of the cutter, there is a synchronized rotation of the gear blank with each stroke of the cutter. That is very important thing. Once the cutter which will be which is complete its stroke from upward to downward direction, then at the same time there is the there is a synchronized rotation of gear blank which will be takes place. Because of that, there is the peripheral teeth we are easily generated over the that gear blank, and that will be carried out with the help of there is the synchronized rotation with a corresponding advance of cutter in a feed movement. So this will be carried out with the help of feed, which will be acting in a downward direction towards the rotating, or there is the circular motion of that gear blank, and we will be remove the certain quantity of material from that gear blank, and at the end of this stroke we will be manufacture the easily gear shape. The cutter is radially fed to obtain correct teeth depth by means of cam. There is the how much depth we want to manufacture or how much depth of teeth is required. It should be easily handled with the help of cam, which is connected to that rack cutter, and we are easily maintain the depth of that teeth or the gear blank. Next, the cutter removes the material only during cutting stroke and relieved during the return stroke. That is a very important thing. Whenever there is the cutting stroke is there, in that motion only there is a certain quantity or certain surface which will be come into contact with that rack cutter, and there is the material which is removed from that gear blank, and there is the profile will be generated over that gear blank. That is called as a cutting stroke. And whenever it is a return stroke is started, at that stage there is the relieved the whatever the material which is removed from that gear blank, which is separated from that gear blank. So in this way, there is the gear shaping by rack cutter process is carried out with the help of a rack cutter. So there is the one industrial video is available with you. All of you observe carefully how the actually gear shaping with the help of rack cutter is carried out in the industry. In previous slide you observe the animated video, but in this video you can observe the how the industry practice is going on, or how the rack type cutter is available. You can detail you can observe in this video. I will start this video. You observe carefully. So this one is the rack cutter. So it will be reciprocates in a up and down, and at that same time there is the certain quantity of material which is removed from this or gear blank with the help of that rack cutter. So this is the working principle or working motion of a gear shaping by rack cutter you observe in this video. Next, there is another important part of a gear shaping by pinion cutter. That is a very important part. All of you observe the gear shaping by rack cutter in a previous slide. But in this slide, there is another one method of manufacturing the gear with the help of shaping process of gear with a pinion cutter. Here, I am also start one animated video at a initial stage to start the discussion regarding the gear shaping by pinion cutter. You observe it carefully, then we will discuss regarding the gear shaping by pinion cutter. Here there is the different generation using pinion type cutter is there. This one is the pinion cutter, and this one is the gear blank. Here in this video also you observe it, pinion cutter and gear blank. This pinion cutter, it will be reciprocates at the same time it will be revolve around its vertical axis, due to which there is the continuous cutting edges which are come into contact with this gear blank and meshed with each other, and due to which there is the material which is removed from this gear blank, and at the end you can easily the gear blank is mounted on the there is the table. After completion of one tooth, the pinion cutter and gear blank is indexed to next tooth and repeat same for remaining teeth. Means one after another we can continuous operation is carried out, and at the end we can easily manufacture the gear with the help of pinion type cutter in a gear shaping process. We are discuss over here. In this method, instead of rack cutter, a pinion cutter is having formed similar to gear to be produced is used. In a previous slide, we can observe the rack type of cutter, but instead of that rack cutter, here we are using the pinion cutter. In this image also you can observe clearly here this pinion cutter which will be reciprocates up and down motion, and it is revolve around its vertical axis also. And this one is the gear blank. Whenever it should be come into contact with this gear blank, there is a certain quantity of material which should be removed, and at the same time once the teeth will be produced or generating over the gear blank, then for producing the next teeth there is the indexing will be required for that producing the next teeth over that gear blank. So in this way there is the with the help of pinion cutter we are easily give the shape to the gear over the gear blank surface. Next, the pinion cutter reciprocates along vertical plane. We are discussing in the slide also. Here this one is the pinion cutter which is reciprocates around along a vertical plane. Next one is the gear blank is mounted on a vertical shaft and rotates very slowly. Rotates very slowly means what? Once the previous teeth is manufactured, then after indexing the indexing will be done, then there is the next teeth is start for manufacturing. In this way there is the slow motion is given to the or slow movement is given to the that gear blank. Next, the depth of cut is given during the cutting stroke, that is a downward stroke, and during return stroke work is relieved and cleared from cutter. So that is a very important thing. Whenever there is the downward stroke of a pinion cutter is there, in that case actually material of a gear blank is removed from that surface and there is the produce the teeth over that gear blank. And whenever it is a retract back or return stroke is started, at that same time whatever the removed material over that gear blank surface, it is separated from that gear tooths and that surface which is cleared with the help of that pinion cutter itself. Next, during the process the cutter is fed radially to the gear blank to obtain required tooth depth. That is very important thing, how much depth of teeth is required. It should be maintained with the help of there is the pinion cutter movement towards the gear blank, and how much radial fade towards that gear blank, that much is nothing but a depth of teeth which is easily maintained over that gear blank surface. Next, the use of pinion makes the process continuous and rate of production is more. That is a very important advantage of gear shaping by pinion cutter is there. There is the rate of production is very high compared to other manufacturing of the gear cutter. You observe the one animated image also which is blinking over here. There is the continuously there is the pinion cutter is there which is come into contact with this surface and removing the certain quantity of material. One more additional video of a different industry which is available with me. I will show you how the actual gear shaping by pinion cutter is carried out in the industry and what type of a mechanism is required for the machining of the gear shaping with the help of pinion cutter. All of you carefully observe this video. In this video, here this one is the pinion cutter and this one is the gear blank. This pinion cutter which is continuously reciprocates in a vertical axis, and at the same time this gear blank which will be indexing after the depth of teeth which will be produced, then there is the slowly indexing towards that reciprocating pinion cutter, and we are easily produce the gear tooths over the gear blank surface. So in this way we are easily manufacture the gear tooths over the gear blank surface with the help of pinion cutter shaping process. So this is the very simple mechanism, but there is the high production rate of a gear manufacturing process with the help of gear shaping process with a pinion cutter. So this is video regarding the pinion cutter motion. Here you all of you observe the various gear teeth which are produced over that gear blank, and at the end there is the whenever that all teeth are produced over that gear blank, we can stop it and complete the gear. That ready gear is available with you. Here you can easily observe how that operation is carried out. So this much regarding the uh, process of gear manufacturing process with the help of gear shaping by pinion cutter. Next, what are the advantages of a gear shaping process? Most accurate gear tooth profiles are generated by this method. That is a very important advantage of this gear shaping process. Next one, rate of production of gear is higher than from cutter method. Means there is the production rate is comparatively high rather than the form type of cutter which is used for the gear manufacturing process. Next one is that the same cutter of any given pitch can cut gears of any number of teeth of same pitch. That is a very important advantage. Any given pitch, whatever the pitch size is there, according to that pitch sizes, we can easily manufacture the gear teeth over that surface with the help of same cutter. That is a very important advantage. And what are the different disadvantages? First of all, there is a not suitable for internal gears. No doubt, this type of a shaping process, type of a rack cutter or maybe the pinion cutters, both the cutters which is not suitable for manufacturing the internal gears. That is a drawback of this type of gear shaping process. Next, owing to the reciprocating action of cutter, there is no cutting on the return stroke in gear shaper. Means only one cutting action which will be done because of there is the reciprocating action. Means return stroke having a no cut which will be carried out at the time of machining. So that is the drawback of this type of machining process. Next, worm and worm wheels cannot be generated on gear shaper, and this is drawback of this type of manufacturing of a gear shaper. There is the same like how we cannot produce the internal gears, same way worm and worm wheels cannot be generated on gear shaper also. Next, the rate of production is lower than gear hobbing process due to periodical indexing, hence more machining time. While we compare with a gear hobbing process, this manufacturing of the gear with the help of gear shaping process, there is the low production rate is there, and that is the actual drawback of the gear manufacturing process. Next, what are the different applications? First upon, there is the cutting spur gears. Second one is the cutting herringbone gears. Next, ratchets gears. Next one is the splines, gear segments. So that much the different applications of this various applications of a gear shaping process. Next important thing, what is the difference between the gear hobbing process and gear shaping process? First of all, there is the generates teeth on gear. In the gear hobbing process, generates teeth on gear by means of rotating cutter called as hob. Already we discussed that part in a previous lecture also. There is a continuously rotating hob which is come into contact with the gear blank, and then afterwards there is the easily we can produce the gear profile over the gear blank surface. But while we think about the gear shaping process, reciprocating motion of the cutter based on shaping process. Instead of there is the rotating cutter, here the cutter is a reciprocates in a up and down motion. That is the basic difference between the gear shaping and gear hobbing process. Next, second one is the hobbing produces a series of radial flats based on feed rate of hob across the work. Means it is a produces series of radial flats. But while we think about the shaping process, shaping produces series of straight line parallel to the axis of the gear. Surface finish may be better, but what is the basic difference between the gear hobbing process and gear shaping is what? Hobbing produces a series of radial flats, but in gear shaping it produces there is the series of straight line parallel to the axis of the gear. So that is the basic difference between gear hobbing and gear shaping process. Next one, it used as multi-point cutter known as hob, that is we called as a generally hobbing operation. Why it is called the hobbing? Because in this hobbing operation we are using the multi-point cutter, that is nothing but a hoe, and in a gear shaping process it uses a rack cutter or pinion cutter. We are all of you observe the videos in the previous slides, like a rack type cutter is also there, pinion type cutter is also there, both the type of cutters which are generally used for manufacturing the gears. So that is the basic difference, means gear hobbing having a hoe as a multi-point cutter, and in this rack cutter or pinion cutter which is used for a machining of gear process. Next, it is a rapid, economical and highly productive. That is a very important advantage of this gear hobbing process. But while we think about the gear shaping process, it requires more time than hobbing process. So that is a drawback of this gear shaping process while we compare with the hobbing process. Next, it cannot generate internal gears. That is the drawback of a hobbing process. But while we think about the shaping process, it can use to produce internal gears also. But while we using the gear shaping process, that is having also limitations to produce the internal gears. So this much about the basic difference between the gear shaping process and gear hobbing process. These are the various listed points over here, and that is an exam point of view. This question which is asked so many times in your final exam. So that's why be aware about this comparison between the gear hobbing process and gear shaping process. So this much about the gear shaping process with the help of rack cutter and pinion cutter, and what are the advantages, limitations of different shaping processes. So this much contents which are covered under this session. Thank you very much.